get back into the hunt in this second half and threaten the Salford City Reds try line. They had their moments, but it's Salford who, just as we speak, have the advantage and get the second half underway through Jordan Turner. And Turner with a great restart, and that will get them head and feet at the scrum because Leroy Joe couldn't keep the ball in. What a kick from Jordan Turner that was.
And wasn't it a difficult decision for Leroy Joe to make there? He didn't know whether to leave it. He's running backwards. He's got 6.7 for his dive anyway.
And Salford then have, and then they go without it. Carl Fitzpatrick, you said we hadn't seen an awful lot of him, and when we do, he's put the ball down and he's furious with himself. Sorry, mate.
He just had a little look up there, didn't he? Gary Broadbent putting the pressure on him. I think that Salford really wanted to keep that first half going. The momentum was going all their way. Whitehaven went in the half-time. I think they'd be getting around the sinks by Jed Stokes there. I think they just want to get them to get back to the basics, because in the first half there, Bill, they come up with 148 tackles. That was 50 tackles less than what Salford made.
I think in the first part and the last part, Salford's game plan was exactly the same. Very simple. Let's get out of our own end and put pressure on that. That's a good drive from Ryan Butch MacDonald.
Yeah, he bumped Malcolm Alker off there, and not many people do that. And now here comes another big guy, Carl Edmondson, former New Zealand A player, actually played against Barry at Headingley some time ago, that was.
I think he bumped me off.
It's Simon McKeesey now. McKeesey looks threatening and manages to offload the ball to Calvert. Calvert coming back in field, he's tackled by Brocklehurst. And Jordan Turner. Mattinson. Well, that kick goes really a crossfield kick from Carl Rudd, but it's well taken by Jackson. Jackson gets it to Adebisi. Adebisi heading for the corner, gets the ball back in field. The referee has pulled them all the way back, and the ball went forward.
Real shame for Whitehaven. That was a towering kick. Sometimes players sacrifice accuracy for height, and it didn't go that far forward, but Rob Jackson was the only one who reacted to the very, very high kick.
Luluai offloads that one to Heighton. Let's go downstairs, get some news from Ben Pro.
Well, I've got Alan Hunt, the Salford performance manager, with me. Alan, a couple of tries, very important from Richard Myler in that first half, because it was a strong performance from Whitehaven.
Yeah, obviously Scott Naylor and Sean have done a lot of work on the video, and we know they're a big, robust forward pack. They're going to come at us hard, so we're pleased to keep them down to the 2 points in the first half and score later on.
And what about what was said in the dressing room at half-time? Because this Whitehaven challenge hasn't ended yet, has it?
No, you know, at 12-2, they're still in the game. We had a very good completion rate in the first half, and obviously that's something that we want to replicate in the second half. If we do, it makes defending a lot easier, and hopefully we can keep the scoreline to 2. But in the modern game, it's pretty hard to keep 2 scoreless. So you know, we will be looking to attack as well.
Thanks very much, Alan.
Cheers.
Whitehaven in possession on their own 20-metre line. McKeesey it was who was tackled. Miller now just gets over the 30-metre line. And McKeesey again, he comes looking for the ball. He's a willing worker.
He's trying to lift them, isn't he, Bill? But that's one thing that Alan Hunt said there about completing the set. That is what's going to tire this Whitehaven team out. Said with the tackles that they're doing, and just that they need to control the ball. Don't try and play second phase rugby until they're in the right place, because this Salford team will punish you.
Well, it's Whitehaven now giving the ball some air, and again finding Adebisi. Adebisi back in field. It's knocked down, and it went backwards, says the referee.
Oh, I don't know about that.
I'm sure
he's changed his mind now.
Correct decision. That defied the laws of physics, in fact.
He changed his mind.
I didn't hear him, sorry.
I think it's the touch judge. It's Robbie Paul who just sticks his arm out. Touch judge, not yet, not yet. Not yet. When you're ready. When you're ready.
He's having a laugh about it.
At
least he's brave enough to change his decision though, isn't he?
Well, this is a good opportunity for them now. Here is Saya McKeesey.
It's dangerous, this fella.
10 metres.
Oh.
And the ball has been snapped up by Myler there. And They were just caught napping there, Whitehaven.
And that is a cardinal sin. What you want your players to do is get a quick play of the ball like he has done there. And your players have got to be aware of what's happening on the pitch.
Well, Myler was alert to that situation. And now the penalty goes against Whitehaven, just to rub salt in the wounds there.
So from getting a quick play of the ball, trying to get the team going forward, probably a bit too keen, trying to make up for that error that they've done, and getting off the line, and Hicks there saying that they were offside. They've got to lift Whitehaven if they want to get back into this game.
Here's Adamson. Strong tackle from Jackson and McAvoy. Heighton. Robbie Paul, Jordan Turner timed his run perfectly. Straight up the middle, Turner. Alker is in support. He'll get the try. Oh, and Whitehaven threatening at one end, then squandering possession, and Salford showing them what to do with it. And great work from another one of these Salford youngsters. This time it was Jordan Turner in support and setting up the try for the captain Malcolm Alker, 4th of the season, and always there in support.
It's Robbie Paul's pass heel. The Whitehaven players more concerned with the play behind the play, and Malcolm Alker backing up at the middle. It's Richie Myler behind the line of defence. Give the ball to Jordan Turner, who gives a delightful one-handed offload to Malcolm Alker in support. This is where the Salford team get the ball back. Showed tremendous awareness, Richie Myler.
Well, Malcolm Alker with the try then. And it's Jordan Turner, 2 from 2 for this young man. He was the Academy Player of the Year in 2006. He was the Young Player of the Year in 2007. And he's standing tall in the senior side this season. And Salford are ahead by 18 points to 2 now.
This is where the Richie Myler judged that he was a bit more urgent, but I think he was quite lucky there, Bill, wasn't he? He wasn't square. And then resulting there, they give a penalty away. Robbie Paul gets the ball, changes tempo. Jordan Turner bursts through, knowing full well he has Malcolm Alker backing up the middle like all good hookers do.
Work out, guys.
Bit fortunate though, Dale. What do you think, Barry?
I think that could have gone 50-50, but the play that resulted in the try, I probably didn't describe it as well as I wanted to. Jordan Turner, to all intents and purposes, was going to be the dummy runner. He ended up with the ball and in space.
Well, now Whitehaven do have some work to do. 18-2, it begins to look a distant prospect for them now. Mattinson trying to wrestle his way free.
And that's the thing, Bill. Can they have the belief in themselves that they're going to get back against a star-studded Salford side? Because they can't let them get a... Look, they seem to be getting the quick play of the ball. They seem to be making big inroads into this Whitehaven defence. They've got to really have a good impact on the tackle, control them, slow them down, get numbers in, and really come up with some sort of plays that's going to get them back into this game.
Robbie Paul with the kick, straight into the arms of Calvert, though. They need something special and soon to Whitehaven to lift their spirits, you feel. It has been a troubled season for them, of course, the coaching turmoil with Paul Crary going, Jed Stokes coming in, and some fans not pleased with that appointment, of course, because of his Workington associations. The club almost going into administration as well. Had it not been for the West Cumbria Development Fund and their £75,000 infusion of funds, then it could have been a very short season for Whitehaven. But certainly as far as National League One goes, they're still afloat and still in contention, and the last couple of games have given them a bit of a hope. A good win against Celtic Crusaders, comfortable cup victory against Lesignan, but this is a real test for them. Fitzpatrick now fields that ball and checks and weighs up the options and then runs it back.
Only Andy. Go.
Daly Williams, he's got real pace as well. We spoke about Adebisi and Craig Calvert and Paul White, but Daly Williams is no slouch.
Mousetrap again.
Paul White, it was with the scoops.
10 metres. Hold. Go.
I love that play. It's a real foil play, that one. Stapleton.
Yeah, just over the 40-metre line, almost up to the halfway line for big Craig Stapleton, former Cronulla man. And the crowd sensing that Salford are going to take a grip on this.
Because just look at the amount of players in motion that Salford seem to have every time that they seem to be running forward, quick play the ball, finding elbows and knees. And look at this chase now. The chase off the Salford team, it's just like a red line straight across.
He's very reliable, Gary Broadbent. Took that ball, there wasn't much pressure on him, but never took his eyes off the ball for 1 second. Copybook. And remember Gary Connolly talking about high bombs, and you notice Gary Broadbent, he didn't look to jump. Sometimes the higher the ball, you might be tempted to put a little jump in. Gary Connolly, if you said to me, if you don't need to jump, don't jump. Catch the ball, concentrate.
Are you saying that you were a fullback once and he taught you how to catch a high ball?
No, I was on the back line from the kickoffs, Tez, and when I was needed.
Penalty goes in Haven's favour as Ryan McDonald was struggling to get to his feet and big Craig Stapleton was all over him.
Again, just a dominant tackle, Bill. Come up with a couple of trying to turn the Whitehaven players, just probably a bit too overexcited. He'd done his job, he turned them on his back, just should have let him up to play the ball.
Whitehaven in possession, 2 balls on the field at the moment. Let's get some injury news briefly from Ben.
Well, while the majority of the Whitehaven players were in the dressing room for that half-time break, Howard Hill wasn't among them. He spent the break vomiting. When I asked him whether it was a bug he was carrying, he just said, well, I think I've just eaten too much. They had a meal en route apparently and just had too much of that, so not a pleasant break for Howard Hill.
Well, he's obviously got it out of his system because he's out on the field again now.
Do you know, I've not been able to be sick, but I think I've eaten too much as well, Bill. This is where they want to be. This is where they want to be attacking the Salford line, putting a bit of pressure on them. Leroy Joe, see what he can do.
Here's Simon McKesey trying to use his strength to take Haven closer to that try line. A short ball, and they're right in front of those posts. It's on the 5th tackle, though. What do they come up with here? Little kick from Rudd. Rudd stabs it in. And they'll get the ball back.
It's a good kick, though, with a very enthusiastic chase.
Work out, guys.
They needed to work hard, the Salford team. It's Cal Fitzpatrick who passes it onto the foot of Paul White, who just decides, let's get it out.
Well, the first goal line dropout that Whitehaven have managed to force in this contest. And it ends up in the hands of Carl Edmondson, and he comes motoring back.
He's a big lump of a lad, isn't he?
Takes a couple of them to stop him, gets to his feet to play the ball. And here's Howard Hill. Recovered. Gets to his feet to play the ball. They go down the blind side with Carl Rudd. Again, linking up. Mattinson. Hill is tackled about 10 metres out. Now then, can Haven do something with this? They need to get something on the scoreboard soon. Just that penalty to show for it as the kick comes in. Calvert is chasing. Calvert was there. And referee Ray Tennant will have a look at this. Was this the touchdown for Calvert to get him 100 career tries? He reckons so. But did he run out of space? He's on 99 tries.
It's a beautiful little kick from Leroy Joe. They're all onside. We'll look at the white line. Everybody's behind that white line.
But did he get through here to get his hands on the ball?
I think yes, I think that's a try.
I think he's got downward pressure and he's got 100 tries as Craig Calvert. Ray Tennant with the decision. Have they got back into this game, Haven? They have indeed. And the 24-year-old former Wathbrow amateur gets a crucial score for his side, 11th of the season, their first of the night tonight, and gives them a bit of hope.
Leroy Jones just stands, first receiver, puts it on his left foot, and Calvert, lightning pace, his 100th try. Fantastic. Again, left foot, nice little deft kick. He beats all the Salford players, and he gets the first touchdown.
Rudd with this conversion attempt to narrow the gap still further, and he's pushed it wide of the target. He's furious with himself as well. 18-6 the scoreline. They could have done with those 2 points.
The clever play there off Leroy Joe come from where he changed his tempo, pulled up the Salford defence before he put his kick in. He knew exactly what he had to do. You'll see him here, he just takes the ball closer to the line, pulls Richie Myler up. Richie Myler tries to get back for it, but Craig Calvert, as we've talked about all through this game, he's got speed to burn.
And Calvert knew when he got that down that he'd scored the try. There was no doubt in his mind. So 100 up in 113 appearances. That is a phenomenal return for Craig Calvert.
Tremendous feat from the winger. That's what they're paid to do, score the tries, but good return from the Whitehaven winger. 100 tries, well done.
So all hope not lost yet for Whitehaven. That'll certainly lift the spirits. They looked to be flagging a little bit when Olka went in, but that will lift the spirits as well.
It's lifted Mark Jackson's spirits, hasn't it, the way he took that ball and 3 defended. He carried them for 10 yards. And look at the strength again. We see Scott McAvoy's got great feet of the line, but just decides this time to power through.
And the Haven supporters, the small army who've travelled south,
Come on, guys, come on.
behind those posts that Whitehaven are attacking, just their spirits are lifted as well. Oh, the kick over the top was meant for Adebisi, but it was plucked out of the air by Stephen Ratchford.
He just completed it.
If that had got over the top, then Adebisi had read it perfectly.
Reaches, guys, don't spoil it. Hold. Go.
Robbie Paul. So Salford with a bit to think about, certainly not home and dry yet. And Jackson coming in there, he wanted a bit of that tackle.
That's what we call instigating.
That was instigating, was it?
You might just see a little bit more of it.
Doesn't it take 2 to instigate?
A Salford player and a Whitehaven player.
Oh, well, Luluai is instigating something there for Salford, and they've got support here in the shape of Robbie Paul. Robbie Paul, great hands for Myler. Myler gets the hat-trick, and what a way to get it, with what a try that was. Robbie Paul at the middle of it, Myler on the end of it, Luluai at the start of it. You had everything there. You had brute strength and finesse at the end, and Richard Myler really stamping his name on this game. Hat-trick tonight, 9 tries for the season.
It's Lulai just taking the ball up, right-footed step, bumps Jackson offloads to Cal Fitzpatrick, who doesn't look till the very last second, and Robbie Paul was like David Blaine, quick hands, bumps the player off. Just watch Robbie Paul here. You blink and you'll miss it. Good stuff, Robbie. And it's Robbie Myler for his 3rd try.
So Myler will be celebrating a hat-trick, the first of his career. And Jordan Turner already has a hat-trick of goal-kicking successes tonight, and this would surely be another one for him, because it's just about bang in front of the posts. And Salford really coming up with something special there. Turner does add the extras, and 24-6 the scoreline. That Whitehaven hope pretty rapidly extinguished, and in pretty spectacular fashion as well. Robbie Paul integral in it, and you had youth and experience there.
Here's the old master, but look at Luluai here. Just bumps Jackson out of the way. Fitzpatrick carrying on. But the awareness here of Richie Myler to just know when he's got to turn back inside. He knew that Robbie Paul was going to take the ball, take it to the collision, and it was going to just be on the inside pass there.
Well, Super League action to come. If Warrington and St Helens can come up with a try of that calibre tomorrow night, then it'll be certainly worth seeing. That's Warrington against Saints on Sky Sports 1, HD1 from 7:25. And on Saturday, we're at Bellevue for Wakefield against Harlequins, 5:55, Sky Sports 1, and on HD1, of course.
Robbie Paul beginning to enjoy himself coming out that dummy half. As we've said, he's got the ability to stop, change pace, and just accelerate away.
The penalty for interference at the play of the ball. And Mark Jackson just trying to slow things down there.
Unfortunate penalty on the last tackle there. Mark Jackson just trying to gain that extra second.
And again, just coming off strong runs there from the forwards. Robbie Paul getting out with the speed. Jordan Turner hitting a real good line and just trying to crash through. And that's what they're trying to do. The Whitehaven players now, knowing that the game's going away from them, they've got to try and slow this Salford team down.
Philip Lulai's had a great second half. His late footwork close to contact is causing, instead of a 3-man tackle, it becomes a 2 or sometimes a 1. He's had a good game tonight.
That's 1. 10 metres. Stand in space.
Big Phil,
Stop pushing,
the
17.
senior players in the Salford City Red squad, a Samoan international, might well be involved in the World Cup later in the year.
13.
Here he is again, this time going without it. Well,
there you go. I try and give a front rower a bit of a rap.
He put the mockers on him.
And he drops it. He'll make up though.
Whitehaven now on the attack.
Meters, mate. That's 1.
He just never really has that ball under control. Unfortunate that he's had a good game, been very solid.
2. 10 metres.
As I say, I like to see the big fellas get the credit they deserve.
Well, that's good work from the new man, Gorski. Good run from Gorski, needed some support. In the end, it was Fitzpatrick with the tackle, but here come Haven now. Now here's Sire Makisi. Makisi away from 1, still going. Looking to get the ball away, he does, and it's straight into the arms of who else but young Richard Myler. Myler, who was the National League One Player of the Month for March.
Mark Jackson just caught him with 1. But again, he's a poacher, I'll tell you. He knows where that ball's coming. Just loitering at the back he is.
Well, Whitehaven really having to try everything now to find a way through this Salford City Reds defence. 24-6. The game getting away from them as Littler is taken to the ground.
And that's it, Bill. 20 minutes to go now. They can't let the game get away from them. They just need to pick up the top, pick up the urgency in defence, try and control these Salford players when they're going forward, because the second half, they really have been running harder and stronger than the opposition Salford have.
It's Stefan Ratchford with the kick, his turn to show a bit of youthful talent. He's only 19 years old.
Play it. Go.
And he was the under-21 Coaches Player of the Year last season, Ratchford was, so he's some talent as well.
Good shot, Jordan Turner. Left shoulder tackle. Normally not the favoured shoulder of a rugby league player.
Makisi, this time his offload does find a teammate. It's Broadbent, and Broadbent, as they keep the ball alive here.
10 metres, guys.
He'll dump to the ground, trying to get to his feet quickly to play the ball. Edmondson. Strong run from him.
Hold.
No shortage of enthusiasm from the Whitehaven forwards as yet. Here is Jackson.
5 and left.
It's the 5th tackle. And that's a crossfield kick for Calvert to chase, but it's going to be too strong.
Carl Rudd. His last tackle plays have been pretty good so far. Not sure he knew just where that kick was going, but he puts it up. The ball goes into the sideline with
and keep off the heads.
A bit of a rest.
Sean's still shouting down his instructions. He doesn't look very happy, does he?
He looks comfortable though, doesn't he?
I was just going to say, it looks like he's in the pub, doesn't he?
Tight heads.
He's watching it on the big screen.
Coach's couch.
He's in the Willows watching it on telly.
Tackle 1.
On the 20-metre line.
Hold these 10.
Salford City Reds. It's been a good season for the Reds already. They've won 1 trophy this year. That was
Penalty, ball steal.
a business award.
Oh, he's a judge that the Whitehaven player stole the ball here. I'm not. Oh yeah.
Ball steal.
Spot on.
Spot on.
Road.
He stole the ball, but wasn't it a one-on-one tackle before the 2 men got involved?
On the line.
Penalty for Salford. Yeah, it was the Salford Business Community Award.
Work on these 10s.
They won just last week for their work in the community. They're doing an awful lot. Salford City Reds, of course. They've got the City of Salford Stadium taking shape.
It's an exciting time to be involved in the Salford club. Very much a rebirth period now. They've got the stadium on the go. They've got the franchise bid. Very exciting, especially with young kids like Jordan Turner in the team.
No pushing in there, 17.
Whitehaven, for their part, are just thankful to be still afloat after the troubles they've had.
10 metres. 10 metres.
But rugby league without Whitehaven is just unthinkable. A great club, and I'm sure they'll get themselves out of the mire that they're in now.
Come on, play on.
Well, they've started to make progress, but they're up against the National League One favourites here tonight, the Salford City Reds,
Tackle 1.
who've yet to be beaten in this competition.
Hold here.
Widner's, of course, held them to a 16-all draw in the last game.
And it was a very, very tough game, Bill. I was here watching it, and it was full of everything. Passion, emotion, the lot with just everything seemed to go. And Richie Milett again in that game, having a very, very big influence. But you talk about Whitehaven and Barry, you talk about you couldn't imagine a team. There's so much talent that comes out of Whitehaven, and you do need a strong Whitehaven. And the people like Barry Richardson, who's up there in Whitehaven, they are really working very hard, aren't they?
I'm a big believer in Cumbria as a breeding ground, mate. I think there's lots of rugby league players who choose to stay in the heartlands, who choose to stay in Cumbria, who could have good Super League careers at other clubs, but they stay in the jobs and stay true to the sides, working to Whitehaven, Barrow, Carlisle in recent times.
The kick return is a good one from White, and White has only Broadbent to beat, but he won't do that. A good tackle from the fullback, as you'd expect. Here's Ratchford now. Ratchford, they're wide open here at Whitehaven. Salford have got them stacked on this side. If they can get the ball to Daly Williams. Williams back in field, and that is great defence, because it was every man to the pumps there, and Sire McKeesey came back in the nick of time.
He's had a massive influence in the second half, hasn't he?
The kick return from Paul White here, superb. Just, what about this for Gas? Just puts his foot down. Unfortunately, no Salford players in support, but he did well to keep on the island there, the winger. Threw it back to Stuart Littler, who's claiming, quite rightly, that the Whitehaven player got a hand to the ball.
He's definitely been the go-to player with McKeesey in this second half of this Whitehaven side, but Gary Broadbent there, seeing cool as ever.
Will Sire McKeesey be lining up for Tonga against Ireland on October the 27th at the Parramatta Stadium? So doing a bit of homework here tonight, guys.
I hope not, Bill. I hope he's not lining up against us. He's a handful, isn't he?
There's every chance he will be. Sice it was with the run, brought to a halt, but it's given Whitehaven a bit of territory. They're inside the Salford half now with Jackson. Here is Broadbent joining him with the action. Broadbent trying to get away.
Let him play it.
Jackson now. Rudd puts a little kick over the top again. Calvert is the target for the chase, but again the ball beating him, and frustration from the Haven flyer, Craig Calvert. Rudd just couldn't find the little patch of ground he wanted to for that one to sit up for his winger.
He's very accurate with his kicks, Carl Rudd. He's not the prettiest kicker in the world. The ball, you know, it's a very, very ugly bounce, 50p foot, but it does the job.
Get in.
Name some pretty kickers then.
Pretty kicker than a 50p foot. But you see that Rudd did not having any joy in going through him, going round him. Calvert's coming up with some clever little kicks over the top, and he's looking for his speedmen in Adebisi and in Calvert on the outside.
I meant he's got a 50p piece for a foot, and it makes it awkward to judge it and catch it. I know what I mean. It's you dimwits who don't know what I mean.
Lee Jewett struggling to make a bit of progress. Whitehaven still making the tackles. They trail by 24 points to 6 here. Jordan Turner slipping on that 40-metre line, and Andy Gorski making sure he doesn't go any further. Alka got his name on the score sheet tonight, sharing it with young Richie Myler. Ratchford, time to hoist that one high, and Adebisi comes for it, gets nowhere near it. The ball's going to bounce up for Ratchford, and he'll get the try. Well, that was hit and hope, and he couldn't have hoped that it was going to come back to him.
Both the winger and the fullback both looked at each other and went, is it yours or is it mine? The question of onside, offside.
It's Ratchford's kick.
It's Ratchford who kicks it, but is there interference from players who are offside?
Ooh. Well, it was Matt Gardner, I think, who encroached, did he?
Gardner was offside there, wasn't he? He encroached on the 10-metre line.
Ratchford reckons he's got the try, but Ray Tennant, the video ref, might have something to say about that. That's Matt Gardner just closing in on Adebisi now.
What does he actually do to the bloke who catches the ball? I don't think an awful lot myself.
He's offside there, isn't he? In the top of the screen there, you can see him, the second one in. But he does encroach on the 10 metres.
Does he interfere? Does he have any influence whatsoever?
It's Ratchford who follows up and gladly takes the ball, and I think he's got the try. Does Ray Tennant? That's the one that matters. He does. And Ratchford, well, he can't really have hoped that that was going to come up for him quite like that, but it did. And he gets his 5th try of the season, the 19-year-old off the bench and making his mark.
All the little extras that Whitehaven were doing in the first half, they've slipped off. No kick pressure on Ratchford whatsoever. And as I say, full-back winger looking at each other. And it's Ratchford chasing up his own kick. You've got to be in the right place at the right time, and he certainly does that. What about that? Great stuff.
Stefan Ratchford has taken over the goal-kicking duties. Jordan Turner maintaining his 100% record, and Ratchford not doing a bad job either. He's landed that one, and Salford surely have landed the points here. 30 points to 6. They lead against Whitehaven now.
There you see the kick off Ratchford, a big high spiralling kick, but the pressure that Adebisi's under by Gardner, who definitely was offside there, but Stefan Ratchford come up with a great kick and come with a fantastic chase, and that's what he deserves. Got the try, put his team in a comfortable driving seat, and just see how Whitehaven are going to react in this next set of 6. Are they going to come on and look for that big shot?
I think it's important for the Whitehaven team, although this game has gone, to keep the discipline. When you're often behind on the scoreboard, you get frustrated. It's a long season. Whitehaven don't need to do that.
Well, Whitehaven's miserable run here is going to continue. Haven't won in 35 visits. And might they never win at the Willows if Salford are moving to their new ground, and they hope will be in Super League next season. Then this could be the last opportunity for Whitehaven to do that, and they're certainly not going to get close tonight now. Salford very much in control and looking good for a few more points as well, as Olka puts the kick in.
Perfect kick from Malcolm Olka and dummy half, and good chase as well. Excellent work from the Salford Reds. That's what you want from your captain. What a player Malcolm Olka is. He puts the kick in, chases it, and questions and challenges teammates. Follow me, lads, come on. Knees up, superb work, Malcolm Olka.
You've got to credit Stuart Little there. He wasn't just content in tackling him, he wanted to hold him up, and he knew that he had the leg drive to push him back over.
So here comes Salford again, and Stapleton has gone without it, but it was courtesy of a Whitehaven hand, I think.
It's Cal Sice who's trying to rip the ball. Sometimes when a smaller player's tackling a big player, he uses the bigger player's momentum to drag him down. He's very relieved there's Craig Stapleton.
Come on, boys, discipline. Come on, Alan, come on, it was good, it was high.
So Sice penalised, once of Kells. And here come Salford City Reds in the shape of Ian Sibbett. Howard Hill with the tackle. Olka. Here is Ratchford. Ratchford, long ball to his teenage compatriot Myler. Myler back in field to Stuart Littler.
Tremendous width and depth on all those passes then.
Here's Stapleton again. Had a spell over here with Lee Centurions, was ever present for them in fact in 2005, back to Australia and then back here to join Salford, and it's Salford on the attack now. It's Lee Jewett, I think, who is held up just short there. Whitehaven still defending their line manfully, but for how much longer can they keep them at bay this time? Oh, Fitzpatrick felt that one from Jackson, I think.
That's the second one in 2 tackles from Mark Jackson. He was Lee Jewett the previous one.
Crossfield kick by Ratchford, and that's well taken.
Movement now on this line.
Like a Scud missile, Mark Jackson then. You see him coming, but you can't do nothing about it.
To the 10 metres.
I tell you what I'd be doing, buddy. I think I'll be passing the ball.
Adebisi gets to his feet to play the ball. Here's Simon Kesey again.
3 there. Stand. Go.
Well, Millennium Magic approaching weekend after next, and if you haven't made your plans yet for a trip to Cardiff, 0844 477 7113 is the RFL information line for any information on Millennium Magic. May the 3rd and 4th in Cardiff.
It's in the 40.
That's a good kick from Seiss. And it was, in fact, a 40-20. He's done well there, Seiss, and was well inside his 40 when he launched that one. And
we're nearly at the end.
I think the Salford player, Paul White, helped it on its way. Needed to do something. Fantastic kick from Carl Seiss.
Time off.
The Whitehaven players certainly haven't given up the ghost. Yeah,
Go on, get in.
he just tries to keep it
Falling.
this side of the whitewash, but couldn't do that. Great kick, Carl Seiss. Whitehaven on the attack.
McKesey now again taking him on up the middle, again trying to offload, does so, finds Broadbent. Now it's with Gorski. Gorski gets it away to Calvert. Scrambling defence from Salford as they bring Calvert to ground just on their own 10-metre line. Seiss has Fatialofa in support. Big tackle from Alka. Flung himself at the Whitehaven man. Seiss fires the ball out to Broadbent. Broadbent, try in the corner. It's Howard Hill. And Hill is in. And Whitehaven not giving up the ghost. Well, he doesn't think much of it, but the Haven supporters certainly appreciated it. Well, it's courtesy of the kick from Seiss that put Haven in this great position.
Carl Seiss, fantastic kick from acting half-back, forcing Paul White to try to keep it on. And it's Paul White who jumps out of the defensive line. Just wait, and there he is. He's in front of his fellow defender, Matt Gardner. Just watch him here at the top of your screen. Uh-oh, he's come too far. And Howard Hill, very grateful, puts the ball down.
Just his second try of the season for Howard Hill. Probably able to move a bit quicker after being a few pounds lighter, courtesy of his half-time performance.
Oh,
Mark Jackson now with the kick.
Holy moly, this is what I like to see.
Well, he's an accomplished kicker, is Jackson.
Oh.
And
It
that's
worked
not far
off.
off the target.
Not bad that, Jacko.
But Whitehaven still plugging away. 30 points to 10, they trail.
Big 5.
You talk about Fatialofa who played that ball and the big lads going, I want to see Carl Seiss, I want to see more of Carl Seiss. He's so unpredictable with ball in hand, and that's what Salford were, why they were so tight. They didn't know whether he was going to pass the ball, whether he was going to run, come out with a long ball there to Gary Broadbent, and Howard Hill just had the pace and power to go over in the corner.
Ratchford's put too much into that, that's out on the full.
I think you need to credit Salford's defence. They've controlled the middle bit of the park very, very well. Not allowing Whitehaven to get a rolling run. That's a fantastic kick-off, though.
If you're a Whitehaven fan.
If you're Whitehaven fan.
Sorry, Barry.
It looked good
Well,
anyway.
that's not a fantastic penalty, though, because they failed to find touch. And Fitzpatrick it is who's brought the ball back. Well, that's...
And he's had more of the ball this half as well, hasn't he, Bill?
He has. That really is annoying for a coach. And Jed Stokes doesn't do annoying.
Jacko, behave yourself.
No, how many times do you see back-to-back errors? When you come up with a try and then you concede a try, and then you come up with you lose the ball, and then again Fitzy just having the urgency to get back, tap the ball back in, Salford have the ball.
That's 4. Come on, guys.
He just looks stronger, don't he, this half? And you talked about it before, Bill, whether you're going to be more energetic, and the design, you still see him flying out the line, looking for the shots, Whitehaven, trying to inspire each other.
But it says
they're just winning them little collisions, aren't they?
Yeah, it says individuals rather than a team.
And again, Whitehaven giving a penalty away, trying to slow down this dominant Salford side, and they really have been dominant this second half, haven't they?
It's the full-time professionals taking advantage of the superior fitness. It's Lee Jewett in his haste to try and play the ball quick. The Whitehaven players slowing down.
Salford coming looking for more. They responded the last time Whitehaven scored with a try. What can they do here? Alka, Luluai again, there to drive the ball up and keep going.
Will he get a try for his efforts?
He's deserved one. Ratchford, Myler just having to step down to get that ball. Big hit from Simon McKesey.
10 metres, 60.
Brocklehurst felt that.
Go.
Alka, Myler.
Let him go now, come on. No,
Jewett
let him
now.
go. Think about the game, play
Good
Jewett
ball,
gets the
Lee
ball
Jewett.
away. Alka heading for the posts. Thought he'd spotted a gap. Haven managed to shut the door on him there. Myler, Ratchford. The ball goes out wide. It's with Gardner, and Gardner is driven back, and that's great defence from Haven at this stage of the game, with the game beyond them, still defending valiantly, and that's too strong from Stefan Ratchford. You've got to credit Whitehaven for the commitment that they've shown here tonight.
Yeah, you have, and they never say die attitude, and the way that they're still getting back and they're still trying to take this ball out and get over the Salford players, but you'll never see a Whitehaven team give up. I've played against Whitehaven on many occasions, and it's always tough, and Salford are going to find it very tough when they return this fixture and they have to go up Whitehaven to the wreck.
10 metres.
Well, Haven have got to lift themselves, and they, of course, have got a very attractive Challenge Cup tie at Wigan to look forward to in a couple of weeks' time. And it's another kick for Calvert to chase, and he's putting Fitzpatrick under pressure, but the Salford City Reds full-back was equal to that challenge and goes to ground. It looks as though he's going to stay there for a while.
Felt that, Cal Fitzpatrick.
Oh, Daly Williams almost went without it, and he's going to find himself driven back, I think. Tremendous work from a side that's trailing 30 points to 10 with a couple of minutes to go, and they're willing to put that sort of effort in.
And that shows that as professional players, they never give up, and they talked about desire before. They just have that to look. They don't let him go to ground there. They keep him up. And look at that from Spencer Miller, just the strength to keep him up, knowing that his teammates are going to come back in and push the Salford defender over the line.
McKeesey again, he's not just a one-trick pony. He can play with the ball and without it.
Discipline, now, come on.
As you said, Terry, Cumbria and Whitehaven in this match, very, very proud. They'll never give up.
Leroy Joe, Mark Jackson, well, that's another trick out of his book, a little kick for Adebisi to chase, a good chase from Adebisi and managing to collar Carl Fitzpatrick, but couldn't reach the ball in time.
He hasn't got a 50p foot. That were a very good kick.
10 metres, 10 metres.
So they're still trying hard with the clock counting down at the end of this one. A win that will strengthen Salford's position at the top of the table, ahead of Halifax. But Halifax, of course, looking as though they're going to be strong challengers for that top of the table position this season. It's not going to be an easy ride for this Salford City Reds side. Paul White now. Again, he's got away. Once more, he's got support on the inside, and it's Matt Gardner who'll wrap up this victory for the Salford City Reds with a simple try. It was the pace of Paul White that undid Whitehaven out wide, and Gardner, brother of Saint Sadie, a Cumbrian no less, from Barrow-in-Furness, was there to finish off.
And that's come, they've been building the pressure. Malcolm Alcassini get out there, pulls the winger in, knowing that Paul White's got speed to burn, and Gardner knew he was on, just backing up the middle. Saying in the first half, well, you want to give this Paul White the ball in hand as much as you can. Malcolm Alka spots him out wide, hugging the touchline. Just the speed there, gets outside of Adebisi. Big Gardner there. Probably could have improved it a bit, but it's been a big second half performance built by this Salford outfit.
Well, that takes Matt Gardner to 13 tries of the season. He is the leading try scorer for the Salford City Reds at this early stage. It was Paul White who provided him with the pass, and Paul White is just one try behind him on 12 tries. Ratchford, with this conversion attempt, they've landed that one as well. I think they've kicked every conversion available of the Salford City Reds, which has helped emphasise this victory tonight. 36 points to 10. It finishes for Sean McRae's side. A little puff of the cheeks there from the Reds coach, maybe indicating that it wasn't plain sailing. Certainly for the first half hour of the game,